Hi there.
Hi, Terry. Sorry about the link and everything.
No, I wasn't even thinking that I should have put it on my own calendar.
I do receive like calendar invites or whatever. And
Yeah.
so it occurred to me that you weren't getting them, but it makes sense because you are.
External.
Yeah, exactly. So sorry about that.
No worries.
Well, let's see. I don't think we have a ton that we have to go over. I wanted to debrief yesterday's event and see, you know, what you thought went well, what we could, if there's anything that you would want to do differently in the future if we had a similar event, anything like that.
I thought, excuse me, I thought it went really well, and it seemed like people were really enjoying themselves, which was great. I was showing my husband the pictures tonight, and it was just a perfect day. And I think just all the materials she brought and the stories she was telling to both the kids and the adults, it was really inspirational, I thought. So yeah.
I think she did an amazing job. Like, she's clearly such a gifted educator where she is weaving together, like there's the music playing in the background and she's wearing like some traditional clothes, and she just kind of like talks about it here and there and like allows it to percolate, and you know.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great.
Yeah, I agree. And just the resource, the books that she brought and the coloring books, like all the native resources were, I think people really enjoyed. And yeah, so, and kudos to you for all the, I mean, there are so many of your members of HRC, so you guys had a really good turnout. I was disappointed that no one from our church came. So, but you know, I think we did a good job at publicity and getting the word out there. So yeah, I mean, I guess that could be improved, but I feel like we did get it out to a lot of you know, our minister sent it to the UCC, and it got into the email that goes to all the, you know, that whole the Southern New England Conference. So that's the big group. Yeah. So it was in their calendar electronically. And then, you know, we had I sent the press release and we had it on our Facebook page and other things. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think we did, because we sent it to the Wakefield newspaper. It was on our Facebook page. It was on, I sent it to the schools. I went out to all the school like newsletters in town.
Yeah.
So I think we did just about everything that we could probably do. We had been giving out flyers and stuff too. It was kind of good timing because the weekend before was Wakefield Town Day, which was like this big festival. Yeah. And all the nonprofits and like local organizations and stuff had tables. So we were giving out flyers at that event as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
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 I think Sundays can be hard for families with kids because there's just a lot of the people in our church have kids in the schools, and I guess soccer is a big thing, like soccer practice on Sunday. So I don't know if that was a conflict for some people with kids, but
yeah, because I'm thinking maybe there was about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people there, if you don't include you and me and Eileen. Mommy. So.
Oh, I didn't even count. But
I didn't either, but I'm just trying to recreate it in my mind right now, and that's what I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a bunch of pictures, so I was gonna circulate those too. And I saw that Ami had sent the the picture of the donation she made, which was awesome.
Yeah.
That was so great to hear.
Yeah, I just am typing up another press release that's kind of like a recap of that event, and then I'll like, if you missed it, like also coming up, come to this other talk.
Oh, nice.
So I was gonna put some photos and some stuff and include that information about the donation.
Can you copy me on that? Because I wonder, or are you sending it to the Melrose Weekly? Because that would be great.
I was gonna send it to Wakefield, and I just was Googling, well, like, what's the newspaper in Reading? Because now the Reading Public Library is also signed on, I think, to co-sponsor the event on with Claudia.
Okay.
We haven't gotten total confirmation yet. It's been like a little bit challenging, it seems, the communication, because it's been Eileen trying to communicate with one of the people who works at the library, Sudeshna, and they kept missing each other like a bunch of times. Like they would try to meet and then one or the other of them like wouldn't be able to make it and stuff. So she did talk with Sudeshna last week, who said like they're really excited. She thinks this is the type of event they definitely would want to co-sponsor. She had to like bring it back to the team and get final approval or something.
Okay.
But she said yes. She was like, put our name on the materials, like. So we haven't gotten like a response after that, but my understanding is they are also participating in the co-sponsorship. So I wanted to send it to the Reading paper, the Wakefield paper, and I can just send it to the Melrose paper. I just have to like look up what they're.
Sure, I can send you, well, let me just look at what I emailed and I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, you can't use the chat on this thing.
Oh, I can't. Oh, sorry. Okay.
The sound disables the chat. I'm not quite sure why, but you can like email it to me, forward it to me or something.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm writing up this little press release. Nice. And yeah, I'm including a little recap of the event yesterday, some information about Claudia's event, and then some information about the like actions that the Indigenous leaders in Massachusetts are asking that people take.
Oh, nice.
Indigenous legislative agenda. So
yeah,
send that around.
That's great.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Oh, so in terms of the interpreters,
yeah,
I got an email. I think Maggie, who I believe is hearing impaired, and so she's been our contact for the Massachusetts Commission. So she emailed this morning, and I was so busy I didn't even have a chance to really read, but I think the gist of it was the commission is trying to find 2 people for interpreters for the event.
Wonderful.
So let me just see. Service agreement. I'm sorry, I should have done this, read it before right now, but I just thought that was an outstanding piece of it. So did you also reach out to a private?
I did, but it turns out that they don't. So one of the other commissioners on the HRC in Wakefield, her company uses ASL interpreters a lot. And so she sent me the name of the place that they use. Turns out they're in St. Louis. So they do a lot of virtual interpretation, but they wouldn't be in person because they are not around here.
Right.
Yeah. So, and the only other 2 places that I know about are the Mass Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing and Partners, which are places that you all have reached out to already.
Okay.
I know some folks who have worked as interpreters in the past and sometimes have like connections. But often when I reach out to them, they're like, fill out that form on the commission's the Mass Commission's website. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, that's like,
Right.
seems to be the best path to go to get like, you know, accredited
Yeah,
interpreters and everything. So
right. But her point was just, they like to have a month's notice.
I know,
And now I don't seem to, I'm not able to find it, but maybe she sent it to my home email. Sorry about this.
that's okay. Take your time.
Yep, she did. The people at MCDHH did call me back saying they typically need. Yeah, so she's sent it in, and this was late Friday, actually. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it seems like the private one is just too expensive, but we'll cross fingers that.
Yeah, and I reached out to the town administrator in Wakefield and the Wakefield ADA coordinator
Yeah.
to sort of plead our case, because this is an issue, this is an ongoing issue for the Human Rights Commission, because we're trying to make all of our events accessible for the deaf and hard of hearing. And
Yeah.
the last time I talked to the town administrator about it, he was like, well, you guys have a budget, you should pay for it. And I'm like, dude, we're part of the town of Wakefield, like the town of Wakefield should pay for it.
Right.
So we're sort of like having a like back and
Discussion
forth
about
that. Mhm. So I emailed him again last week, but I haven't heard back. I think the town administrator is on vacation, it sounds like, until I think he got back today, or maybe he's getting back tomorrow. And the ADA officer didn't respond. So I'm hoping I'll get a response tomorrow. And I also, the chair of the Wakefield Town Council is also a liaison to the Human Rights Commission.
Okay.
Like, so she's kind of involved in the Human Rights Commission's work, and she's also the chair of the town council. So she also, I'm hoping, like, maybe can put in a good word for us or something.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see what happens, because I would hope that they would be willing to pay for it, but I just don't know.
Right. Yeah, it would be so nice to have that resource available, but we'll see. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything on our end. But I think having that in the materials is really nice. And if anybody does, you know, ask for it, it would be great to be able to say that we're offering that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, the ideal thing is really to be able to proactively advertise in deaf and hard of hearing communities.
Yes.
To say like, hey, this event is coming up, if you're interested, come, because I think it's like, you know, it's so common for these events not to be accessible that
yeah,
I think people.
Well, I'll follow up with Maggie, and I'll ask her if she's familiar with any of those channels that we can also advertise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah, and I can follow up with the folks that I know here in Wakefield who are deaf or hard of hearing, and like, what I have found is posting it. There's like some Facebook groups. That seem to be a good place to post it. So I'll see if somebody can post it in those Facebook groups.
Okay, great. Yeah, the other thing I was thinking after the past event is just, I want to come up with this checklist of all the things that, you know, you need to do to put on an event, because doing it on the fly has just been crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of logistical details to manage. A lot of things that you find out, like, oh, we should have done this 3 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah. So. It's great.
Let's see, is there any other sort of final logistics, like on the day of the event? it starts at 7. What time would be good for folks to come? Like Eileen and I can come. I'm assuming Eileen is coming, but I can come and like help set up and things like
Right.
that. What time do you think would be a good time to set up?
I think 6:30 would probably be great. And I think I mentioned I have at least one person who said that they're going to be the tech person for that night. And he was asking somebody else. So I think it probably is a 2-person job for the live streaming and or moderating the chat. So I started an email to him, but I didn't get a chance to send it. So I don't have any updates about Zoom versus the YouTube page. So I'll reach out tonight, and he's usually really good at getting back in touch. And then I'm hoping people from the anti-racism team can also help with setup. So did you hear back from Claudia about like number of tables and chairs, like the configuration that she wanted?
No, I don't think I asked her specifically. I asked her what like what works best, and she said tables.
Yeah.
I didn't ask like how many, like how many people around each table. I can follow up with her and find out some stuff.
Okay. And then I thought there was something else from that email that
she also has a Kahoot apparently, which I think will, I've never used it, so I don't really know on the back end what it looks like, but she said there should be somebody who can like, she said somebody to push buttons for the Kahoot. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. And so Jim said that he looked at it and he was going to see about getting it for the church. I think it's a free thing because my husband uses it for teaching. So he was going to download it and test it before. So at any rate, I think we, if you and Eileen can come, we'll probably have like 4 or 5 people or more who can help with the setup of tables and chairs. And then we also have a wireless mic that's very easy to set up. So Claudia can just walk around.
Okay.
She doesn't have to stand at the podium or anything, but so I don't know what other logistics for that. Oh, I guess just the materials that you had at your table were great. And so if you want to bring those, and
yeah,
it looked like Claudia was an artist herself. Would she want to bring any of her artwork for sale?
Great question. I can ask her.
Because that would be a nice feature to have on the tables if she feels comfortable leaving it out.
Yeah, I saw her actually. I was at the Newton Indigenous Peoples Day celebration, and she had a booth. She had like a table there with all her artwork and stuff. It was cool.
Was it cool?
Yeah, I didn't get to see her booth was hopping. There were so many people. And so I went over to kind of like say hi and be like, hey, I'm Benny. We've been emailing, but she was like slammed with people. So it's like, not add another thing into this chaos right now.
Yeah.
But it was cool. But yeah, so I'll ask her if she wants to have it. And yeah, if that would work for her, if there's something that would make that work for her, like would she want to volunteer to kind of like sit at the table and take donations, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else for the day of. Probably I'll do something similar. It depends on, I'll ask Claudia maybe that evening what her thoughts are and see if she wants us to take photos or not, and we can do a little write-up afterwards, like for the paper or whatever. But that doesn't really require any advanced planning.
And then for like the legislative actions, is there like letter writing campaigns or something like that people
Yeah,
could
if you, they have a website that they always update, they keep it updated with like whatever the most current action is that they're asking people to do. So if you go to the Mass Indigenous Legislative Agenda website, it's like very user friendly in terms of like doing something that will support the campaign.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because if there are signatures or letter writing, that we could have copies of things that people could sign their name.
Interesting. Yeah, it says, let me see. Take action. Oh, I wonder. So the legislative session ended in July or whatever. They're going to refile in January. So it looks like really the only thing to do right now through that campaign specifically is to sign up to get like on their mailing list for when they do refile the legislation, because then they'll need, all the, it's like email your legislators to have them co-sponsor, email your legislators to have them like vote favorably in committee, like all the different like steps that the legislation has to go through. Looks like for now, I think it's mostly like an awareness raising campaign, like, hey, there's this thing called the Mass Indigenous Legislative Agenda. It's been filed in the legislature every 2 years for the past like 17 years or something crazy like that. We were able to get one of them passed last legislative cycle, the one about the flag and seal. That was one of the Mass Indigenous Legislative Agenda items. So and
I'm sorry, that passed? They're taking
so
it
what
off?
happened was, what passed was creating a like a working group or something to examine to examine the seal and flag.
Right.
So that's ongoing. I think they're supposed to produce a report or something like now.
All right, well, that'll be something good to watch for, because if we
so I think it's mostly like awareness raising and getting people to sign up on this mailing list so that when things start moving again, you like get the updates and get the action alerts.
Right. Which also reminds me, did you hear back from that group? Were they interested in potentially doing something next year?
I haven't heard back yet, and so but I'm hoping so. I'm my guess is like right now they're pretty busy with all kinds of Indigenous Peoples Day, and it's also Native American Heritage Month starting in November. So this is a busy time of year. So I didn't hear back, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to get something, because that way I keep getting these emails from the BB library when we asked them to co-sponsor. They were like, I know that you all are like a volunteer run organization, but like really, if you can give us more advanced planning here, that would really help. They were like, we do our budget like a year in advance. Like, I know, I'm sorry.
Right. But and I don't know what the cost is for bringing them, but
they're similar. I think their thing is like $1,200 or something.
Okay. Because I think Melrose, I haven't even reached out to the Melrose Library, but they too might want to partner with advance notice.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, that's what I'm hoping, is that this way we can get it, get something sort of on the books for next year, and we can plan ahead. We can ask for co-sponsors, we can give people enough notice, we can advertise, we can get interpreters, we can do all the things.
Exactly. Well, I mean, given how quickly we turned it around, I feel pretty good about.
I really am impressed. Like, we got together, it feels like 3 weeks ago or something, like really recently.
Right.
So I think we're doing good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, and I have to say, everybody that I met yesterday was so nice, and you've got a good group of people.
Yeah, it was nice. We had one of the people who was there, Carrie, is one of the co-founders of the Wakefield Human Rights Commission.
Mm,
And it's been nice to see her recently. And Nicole, who I don't know if you saw her, she had just run 23 miles. She's training
yeah,
for the New York City Marathon.
right.
And she literally was like, I can't do it. She was like, I had to come straight here because I knew that as soon as I went somewhere and sat down, I like wouldn't be able to stand up
To
again.
go out again, right?
I was like, I can't believe you came to this event. Why don't you? She like hadn't eaten anything. It's like, what is
Oh
the
my
matter with you? This is
gosh.
too much devotion.
Right.
But okay, cool. So I think we have mostly everything squared away. Keep me posted about the interpreters.
Yeah.
I will keep you posted what I hear from Steve Mayo about whether the town is willing to pay for the interpreters. And I'll also reach out to those folks I know who used to work as interpreters and be like, hey, do you know anyone?
Yeah.
give me
Okay.
some referrals here or whatever.
Yeah. That's great. And do you mind copying me on the press release
Oh yes,
too?
sure thing.
Because well, right after this, I'm gonna share the other materials for our folks to put on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, so I always
Mhm.
need other people to do that. And yeah, I'm forgetting offhand what the other outlets are, but having that would be great to pull language from. And
Yeah,
I'll
I
send
will
you
send it to
I'll
you
send you the
on
Melrose
the Melrose
Weekly
paper. Yeah,
email. Yeah.
that would be good. Yeah, so I'll just send it to all three papers this evening. Do you want to
Great.
look it over before I send it, or do you have thoughts about
I'm
that?
happy to, but you don't have to.
Okay. Alrighty, I will do that this evening. And yeah, then stay tuned about the interpreter stuff.
Okay. Yeah, and then also the fee for Claudia. I don't know how I didn't have enough time to have the church cut a check for her, so I wrote a personal check and we'll
Oh,
get reimbursed, but I think I should be able to, if I put in a check request now, have something. So do you want to just keep me posted on?
yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this is supposed to work. I think I will need Claudia to send us an
Invoice?
invoice. So let me
Mhm.
email her about that now so that I can get it happening, because the town will write a check directly
Yeah,
if we give them enough advance notice. Otherwise, we have to write a check and get reimbursed. But I think there's some weird catch where like they won't reimburse us for checks that are above a certain amount of money, or like some weird thing.
yeah.
So let me do that now and email her to see if I can get a invoice. Or I wonder if they would accept the email from her stating like what the fee, when we agreed what the fee was going to be. Anyway, I'll email.
Right.
She doesn't always email back like really quickly because I think
Yeah,
she's got a lot of other stuff going on. So I'm just
yeah,
hoping I can hear back from her soon and get the check.
yeah. But if you're asking her about the art and
Yeah.
so just getting it all out there. She
Yeah.
probably is used to doing invoices, I would think.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But keep us posted too for what we can pitch in, especially for Reading, if they're on board or not.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to figure that out in order to know kind of like how many ways are we splitting this and what's going on.
Yeah. So like I said, I think we can kick in more if Reading isn't able to, but
No,
yeah.
we'll stay in communication about that piece. And
Okay.
yeah, and then because the interpreter's fee also impacts the whole cost of it. So we will figure it
Oh,
out.
well, I think, yeah, I think we were going to cover the interpreter fee if it wasn't too crazy. So I
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
mean,
get the amount, and
Yeah.
we can cover that too, but we can't afford another, whatever I said,
it's like
520.
5 something, yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I didn't think it was worth it. And I don't know that that many hard of hearing people are signing up, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, cool. Well, I should hop on to this other meeting,
yeah,
but I hope
okay.
you have an excellent evening.
Thank you, you too.
All
And
right.
sorry about coming on late.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's good.
All right, take
Bye,
care.
Terry.
Bye.